Welcome to Sage and Soul Talk. I'm Krishine, your host, bringing you deep conversations with healers, teachers, and seekers. Together, we'll share wisdom, soul truths, and the art of living with awareness and purpose. And today, I'm very excited to introduce to you a very special guest.
Oh, hello everyone. My name is Neharika, and today I'm sitting with Krishine, the founder of Ascension Wellness. Now, usually you find us in opposite spaces, right? Krishine is usually the one going around interviewing all these amazing women, facilitators, getting their medicine out. But I think she's doing a little disservice to herself because she's not allowing her medicine to be coming out. So today I'm taking the role of a host. And I'm so excited to do this because Krishine is truly incredible. She's an amazing healer. She's an amazing friend. And the way that she approaches helping people transition from one space to the other, her in-depth knowledge, you can see that she has really sat with herself. So when she is working or learning about someone else, she can really help you tap into your own magic and sit with who you are and really confront what you are unwilling to look in yourself so that you can move on and ascend to a more deeper and a more true version of yourself. So I'm really excited to come here and learn more about Ascension Wellness and introduce more about Krishine. Hi, Krishine. How are you?
I'm very good, Neharika. Thank you so much for being here and for conducting the interview. And I'm very excited
I'm
about
so excited. Me too. So, let a little background as to how this came about. So, a few months ago, Krishine was talking about her podcast and how she's having all these facilitators come in and share their magic. And generally, when Krishine and I meet, I'm always going through something, or she's always going through something, and then she just like helps me like tap in and connect, and then I leave that session feeling so much better. And I'm Shine, why are you not being like interviewed, or why are you not putting your magic out there? So over the series, this was just before the earthquake. And we finally aligned to remember this was just before the earthquake. And now we finally allowed a time for her to come here and be featured because I think that it's so important for you to share your voice, to share more about Ascension Wellness and also about what can people experience when they're stepping into this incredible space that you have created. So, my first question to you, tell me about you.
My name is Krishine. I am born in Taiwan. My family migrated to Thailand when I was 5. I am not exactly your typical Taiwanese or Thai because I was educated in an American school. So I'm pretty much like a scrambled egg in terms of the mind. I was interested in spirituality since I was a child. In 2016, I started learning different healing modalities, started from Reiki and ranged to tarot, crystals, hypnosis. And right now, my path has focused more on Maitreya Ascension Energy healing, which is a program that's being taught by Adrian Bai. I'm still in the program.
So, I'd love to learn a little bit more about how did you actually get into healing work? Was it something that you'd always wanted to do? Was it something that happened that made you shift into this space? Or was it just a knowing that you knew that when it's time, I'm always going to do it?
I'm going to trace this all the way back to when I was a kid.
Yay! I love hearing about young Krishine.
I came from a Taiwanese Buddhist family. We always pray to the goddess of mercy, Guan Yin. She's this beautiful lady in a white robe, very compassionate. And she would hold like a vase with bamboo or sometimes lotus. So every woman in our family, we always pay respect to her. So growing up, I was really drawn to that. Also, as a child, I had a lot of like out of body experiences. So it was like, I thought it was normal. Apparently it wasn't. As I grow older, my mother began reading the old scripture about Buddhism. She reads the traditional one. And every time she reads about it or she would talk about it, I would want to know more. I'm very drawn to it, but I have no idea what she's talking about because I was educated in international school. So that language barrier, and she's too frustrated to explain to me. There was an inner knowing I want to understand more of these spiritual aspects. I'm very curious, but I just don't know how to learn it. Much later, when I am older and I have my own income, there was a teacher who's teaching it in English. It was Reiki, actually. the only opening path taught in a language I understand. I went straight forward. And then 3 years ago, it landed to I met a facilitator who teaches related to Buddhism, my roots. The perspective that a Chinese would understand and taught in English. Okay, great. This is awesome. Because that was a part that was really missing for me when I was a child. I still have the perspective of like a Western mind, but I also have a segment of it that understands in the more Asian way. So it's like a balance of two worlds. But I remember there was one point in that journey where I was on the therapist table and I heard a voice from nowhere within me that says, I could do this for the rest of my life. Like, oh, okay.
Wow.
I guess this is it. But just because I heard doesn't mean that I completely shift to it. It wasn't that. It took me another 7, 8 years for me to fully step out of that old world life that I had into this now, completely full time.
Oh, I feel such a kinship as I listen to this journey because I had a very similar moment. So I remembered like I left my corporate job. I went to like Lipe and I was just like underwater, like snorkeling with the fishes. And I had never done sound healing in my life before, Krishine. Like I was like, I was the kind of person that if there was some gongs, I would be like, I can't take it. I need to sit out of the room. Like it was just that, like the body was like so resistant, like so viscerally. I don't know what happened when I went snorkeling in Lipe. I think I was just so underwater the whole time and like enjoying that space. I came out and I was like, I think I'm gonna go and learn sound healing.
All right.
And like, and so I just made that decision. I found something. I quit my job. I was in London and I moved to Bali to learn sound healing. And I still remember that like when I finished like my assessment treatment, I remember feeling the same thing like, oh, I could do this for the rest of my life. Like, oh, finally, I can see like one of my purpose. But it's true because I love what you said that sometimes you could feel that, but that doesn't mean you jump into it right away. It could be that that's just the beginning of that journey and the journey changes and stuff, but maybe there's something that you found within that Reiki class or like working with those energies that you were like, this is the kind of work that I want to do. Right now there's a lot of shift happening where people are now starting to learn that, okay, I need to listen to spirit. I need to listen to the next evolution of my soul. And perhaps that involves like changing your career, moving out of relationships, moving to different countries. And I remember when I met you, you were working in corporate and like luxury furniture or hospitality at that point, and also selling crystals on the side. So one of the things that I'd love to ask you and to get for you to share with us is, how did you decide to make that step from that corporate space and from that, like selling crystals, Heart Apotheca, which you were actually really very well known for in the community in Bangkok, to then jumping to make the wellness center? Was there something that happened that kind of made you want to shift? Was it just like a natural evolution? Was it that you were done tired? I think this would be really helpful for people who are probably wanting to make some sort of shift and change in their lives. But perhaps they don't know whether that's real, etc. So yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
First, on the human experience, it would be that there was nothing moving forward in terms of the learning and the growth. We see patterns that is happening over and over again. It is not fulfilling and it feels draining. So from there on, there was no point of having that experience anymore. If we see it from a detached perspective, it is actually quite very much so like the evolution of the soul, where that action that we are doing is not adding any value to the experience of what the soul wants. So it's a combination of both. And during that period of time, the human mind feels a lot of internal conflict, disharmony, feeling unhappy. And eventually, because of that kind of turbulence, the soul just chooses to do something completely different, which is basically to do absolutely nothing. Doing absolutely nothing for a year and then can shift to this.
Was it hard to do nothing, to tell yourself? Because I think a lot of us in this world, right? Like with the uncertainty of the economy, et cetera, it's such a thing that we like try to hold on to our jobs or hold on to stability or hold on to money, right? Was that difficult? And how did you tell yourself that it's okay to sit in that uncertainty and to let that new energy form, right? Like that space in between the transition, which I know is all about ascension as well. Ascension is the force that you want to bring into people who are navigating that transition space, right? So love to hear about like what your journey was and how did you tell yourself that it's okay to stay in that between space?
It really wasn't easy. It got to a point where I literally almost had no money to buy food or pay for my bills. And it was really quite scary. But for somehow the universe saw that it went over the level of how I put my nervous system or my psyche could take. That's when they sent help for me so that things can continue to move forward. When I look back at it, it is really very much showing me how attached I was to things, to beliefs, and everything that the mind that controls the life and everything. It does take time for me to slowly allow spirit to send whatever that's needed and necessary for me to have a livelihood here. And time again, the universe has shown me they will provide whatever that's needed and necessary for me to continue being able to live here. And time again, I test the universe as well. That, this bill is coming, that needs to be fixed. My pets got sick, da 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 da. So we're constantly like testing and confirming each other all the time. But eventually it got to a point where like, yeah, I see the rise of that worry coming up. And I'm like, somewhere at the back of my mind, I'm like, yep, spirit's gonna send. I just need to do what I need to do. That is needed and necessary for my spirit, for my body to be healthy so that my vessel can welcome the abundance sort of opportunity that they send me. And whenever it appears, don't self-sabotage. Just say yes and see how it plays out. Because sometimes whenever you say yes, it doesn't necessarily always mean it's gonna be like a great thing that like, oh, you open a mailbox, money is there. It's not that, but it's about you saying yes to opportunities, to flow, to chances, that resources that are sending you that can lead you to the next right spot where you need it to be. So in this process, I just learned to be more accepting and more thankful, detached from expectation. And that's how I got where I am now.
Beautiful testament.
Yeah, sorry. It's just more about letting go, really. It sounds very simple, huh? But when things can get spiky, can get really quite challenging and intense for people, those are the peak times where we really need to breathe and really have the self-awareness that how much illusion are we going to allow this to control us? They're there to help us. They're there as a function. But do we let this function control us? Or do we see it as just a function?
I think what you have said is so interesting because we're all designed to think that our personal efforts create returns, right? But I think what you were saying is more like when you are in that flow and in that trust, you know that you will be provided for, that something will come. It may not come the way you think it's going to come. It may not even come the time that you expect it to come, but it always comes at the right time. And it's about being in that flow and being that. So I think that's such a beautiful testament to your journey and from moving from that space, which I'm sure your beliefs were very different, to being in that belief and in that flow and in that trust and letting go of that attachment now. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about Ascension Wellness, the conception, the name, and the vision.
About 2 years ago, I was in a phase where like I stopped everything. I quit corporate. Everything in my life changed. My family member is no longer around. And I'm here in Thailand all by myself. And I wanted to move out of Bangkok, actually. So, and that time I also enrolled into the Maitreya Ascension Energy's program. So 1 full year, I just did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just immerse myself in the practice, focus a lot on my healing. I asked my facilitators, like, what, where, what, who, what, how, what. Now I'm kind of like nothing's happening for a year. So the advice was, yeah, why don't you just open a wellness center? I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I flew back, and then within a month, my center is open. I just kind of redecorated my home, rearranged a lot of things, and then boom, here's my center. I'm like, okay. And it slowly grew. It's not like a one thing, bam, grand opening. It's really like it grows as I evolve as well. Every time, everybody who comes here with my friends like, Krishine, your home looks different. So yeah, you moved the furnitures again? Yeah. I this and that. Like, they think I'm the furniture shifter, I'm not energy healer, it's a furniture shifter at this point. I'm like, well, I want help too. To be fair, Nayana, she's also a healer from Chiang Mai. She comes over. We're always like, whenever we meet, we're like shifting furniture in my house all the time. It's the space of my home is evolving as I am evolving internally as well. So everything is changing, and that's beautiful and that's great.
How did the name come forward? Why Ascension Wellness? What was the purpose behind creating that space?
I was sitting with it for a long time and also using my cards. My main question at that time is, what is the core of my focus right now in this chapter? And I was getting information about transitioning, a lot of changes. And it pretty much has to do with how I experienced my journey. I asked for one word to pop up, and the word ascension came in, which encompasses a lot of things, right? It encompasses the letting go of the old belief system, the way of being that does not serve the soul's highest truth. And once we let go of that, it means we shift. And this shift is not always going to be smooth. It takes time, and it's going to go up like this eventually, right? Many lifetimes we've been focusing on shifting upwards. I believe that is what my soul is also focused on since from the beginning of my journey until now. I also wanted it to be focused on the betterment, all encompassed in an integrative way. So that's why the word wellness came up, hence Ascension Wellness. People have this really discriminated thought about what the word ascension means. They're like, oh, you grow wings and fly into the skies. No, that's not how it is at all. It's not. It's very grounding. It's very humbling and very real and very honest. So that's what I hope to bring into this space for people when they come in and experience their journey here.
And I'd love to learn, like, what is your vision with Ascension Wellness?
To open the space for everybody to step into this sacred space of peace, of tranquility in this busy concrete jungle, so that we can all reconnect with ourselves, come back to our center, to re-energize, to recalibrate, to cleanse, to purify, so we can hear our truth again, to find our own clarity, and for our soul to become brighter, to be more honest with ourselves. And that is what the space is really about for regular people who wants to explore more in healing, meditation, find clarity in their life. It's open for all of those who resonate with the energy of ascension to come in and step into, to work on themselves really and share in this direction.
I had a follow-up question to everything that you shared, working with you or working with the Maitreya Ascension Energies, which actually please also tell me about, because I have no idea what that is either.
First, explain about what the Maitreya Ascension Energy is. It's an intense energy where it is very giving and helps people to increase their self-awareness. Its focus is on magnifying whatever the person refuses to see.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Whatever it is that the person refuses to face the truth. And it's also whatever it is that needs to be healed. As long as the person is truly, truly open and willing to shift. The more resistance, the more it's going to magnify. The more you surrender, the more it supports in your surrender.
So it makes what you're resisting louder. So like what is stopping you from evolving, or what is stopping you from shifting your vibration? It just comes up to the surface. Is that what is
Yes.
that what you're describing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And every person's reaction to this energy, the source of it is the creator of all sources. It could be different. I can only explain my experience because I work with it. Yeah, so everybody's response will be different towards that energy. It's like you have different music notes when put together. It creates a different symphony. Yeah, but its purpose really is to help the soul evolve beyond whatever glass ceiling, whatever they're stuck. It also helps with one recognize what their karmic lessons are, to find resolution, to find realization, to shift out of whatever that is limiting them in the
So like give
uncompleted
me an
lessons.
example of a session. So let's say that like I come to your studio when I'm booked that energy healing session.
Mm-hmm.
What would I expect? Like what would it be like you're performing an energy healing on me and then that would happen afterwards, or would it come up during there and then there'll be consulting? What would that typical kind of energy session look like, feel like to someone who's doing it?
Well, the healing session takes around like 45 minutes maximum. And then the remaining time is we have a conversation about what came up during the session. Each person's response to how they feel is very different. During the session of healing, some people might fall asleep. Some may experience that they have some inner kind of like overthinking happening. Eventually, they just knock out and fall asleep. I'm like, okay,
It's just like
finally.
intense nap session.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's most of the time they're like really, they just keep going, and then after a while, I'm like, let's see how long they're gonna keep this up. And then after a while, one, two, three, okay, finally they relax. So I'm like, I always say, the more you relax, the more you receive. Please stop thinking. Please stop thinking. Just focus on your breath, and then knock out. Good, yeah. And then
So it's
afterwards,
very deep, huh? It's a
the
very deep healing, right?
it can. Like I said, it depends on how receptive the person is. The more resistant they are, the less they are able to receive. This energy is very respectful of how much the person is willing to receive. We still work with person's free will.
That makes sense.
We have consultation to explore more what was picked up during the session. The client can confirm or deny whatever that resonates with them. And then they receive whatever they're meant to receive. They feel most of the time like they had a great nap, or they feel like they have more clarity and confirmation about whatever it is they needed.
It sounds like a very transformative modality to work with. I love how it's just meeting the truth and meeting yourself and giving grace to yourself as you are working through your own resistance to that truth.
Mostly the people who have signed up for this one-to-one session are those who really, really would like to shift, who really wants to gain clarity, who wants to empower themselves. Self-empowerment is the key word for this. And they're willing to take accountability and take the steps that's needed, required, necessary for them to shift. And it's small baby steps. It's very grounded, it's very integrative, and it requires the person to be really honest and be open to change. Because this is what it's all about, right? Evolving is changing.
What I really love about the way that you approach healing, you're never like healing is meant to feel good. No, it's meant for you to confront everything that you are struggling to confront and unable to confront by yourself, or you're scared to see. And it's bringing up to the surface and finding that light and love and resolution in it. So I think that I love that honest approach that you bring to the healing space. The Maitreya Ascension Energy, how did you find it?
So the Maitreya Ascension Energy, how I found it, I'm talking about in the perspective as a student to this energy. When the time comes for you to really be honest with yourself, that's when the opportunity is open to you. And when that opportunity was open to me, I didn't take it immediately. It took a long time for me to adjust and to accept and to really be committed. I'm ready for this. And I don't even know that was the issue until much later on. Oh, I see the resistance. Now I know. It's about you stepping into acceptance with what you want your soul to truly awaken to and accept. So that's how I be guided to that energy.
I have seen your center open. And I remember at the start, you were offering some group programs. I think it was the Flower Essence training that you were offering last August. I remember this. And you were offering yours. But now I know that the range of services that you now offer has become really extensive. There's a lot that you're giving in. There's a lot of new facilitators, new things. So can you give me a rundown of like what kind of like healing services can people come from? Is there a way for people to also experience Ascension Wellness in like a low investment way? I don't mean like money. I mean like if they just want to try something out, what would be your recommendation for them? What is the first thing that they can experience to understand whether that space is resonant with them or not?
So at AWB, it's a short for Ascension Wellness Bangkok, we have one-to-one sessions, group sessions, and private retreats for a small group. So I'm going to talk about group sessions first, right? So group sessions, it could be in the form of like coming in for flower silent meditation. It's really just about focusing on you just being in silence. You don't need to speak. You just hear what's happening within you as you are immersing in the flower mandala practice. We also have a semi group. We have like guests coming in like with friends to the crystal shop that we have. Sometimes even one person, they come over and they have no idea about how to use crystals at all. And they say, I went to look for a crystal to help me sleep better, find love, whatever they feel the need to seek support in. Okay, so that is a very like easy way for them to understand, okay, energy healing. So I guide them to the crystals that is calling out to them in a way that I don't even tell them what it is. They'll eventually find out themselves through this whole experience themselves. Yeah. So it doesn't, you just get one crystal, maybe 500 baht, that's it. We're just here to like give you an idea of what you can explore with a tangible energy tool, or even sages for you to clear energy on your aura or in your space. Just like a brief like explanation. And from during the explanation, they could sense if they would like to work with this facilitator, or they would like to learn more about different energy modalities that there's out there, because we have many facilitators, not in Bangkok, could be in Chiang Mai, could be in France, in Singapore, that they have open sessions like either online or they're holding in the center. And when they do, we have it posted on our calendar on the website. So people can sign up there and enjoy the classes, or come to the center here for those group experimental sessions, or even go deep into master classes or Reiki trainings or whatsoever. Yeah. And for people who want to like really immerse deep, really go deep, 5-day intensive retreats, we also hold it here, which means during that time, they live here, they sleep, whatever, only in this space, and just focus on meditation and really strip down to their core.
Wow. Sounds like an artist residency, but spiritually.
We also have like retreats for married couples or lovers as well.
Wow.
We have interesting couples where one is awakened, another is slowly awakening. So there is this transition or a little bit of like tuning. So when the couple coming in, they both have one-to-one sessions with each facilitator, because there's 2 facilitators running this. There's Nayana, a great spiritual healer from Chiang Mai, and there's me who's running it as well. So we both would help co-facilitate private retreats for couples. And these couples, they could be in the form of wanting to harmonize, recalibrate their marriage. And some are even coming to a point where they just want to have peace so they can go in separate ways in peace. There's all kinds. It's part of the walk of life. The most important thing is that we are all at peace with however it is that turns out. That's what we do for lovers couple retreat here. And these kind of retreats are always like customized according to these 2 specific souls. What is it that they're going through? What is it that they really need to learn about? So we would have like a consultation with them first to understand and hear what their higher self would like us to help facilitate. That would take like a full day, a complete full day of intensive therapy. So that's what we offer.
That's incredible. That sounds so amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
For one-to-one sessions, like every facilitator have their own specific modality. Like Evelyn from France, she works with scents and crystals that are mixed with elixir, all of her own formula, where she works with the energies of nature. And we have Nayana, where she tunes in like with Om Tree energy, one-to-one session. It's all about like psychic surgery and alignment, activation of the soul. For me, it's really much focused on just the Maitreya Ascension Energy healing. And I also provide psychic, intuitive, and channeled guidances using whether crystals or tarot cards, or maybe nothing at all. We'll just sit and have a conversation and information will just come. So these are like the one-to-one private sessions that we also offer to the public.
Amazing. Wow. The range of modalities and healings that you are offering is very unique. And I know that this is for everyone who's listening. Krishine is one person who is so much in integrity of the work. So whoever she's choosing to come into her space and whatever that is being offered really comes from like a really good ethical source with a teacher who has really done the work. And I think that in this wellness space that we are in, there's just many voices, and most of these voices are very good people who have done the work. It's become so fashionable that sometimes the real people with real work, with who really work with the land or really work with the heart of a crystal or really work with the integrity of an energy. These voices and these facilitators often don't come into the spotlight or don't get the spotlight all the time. So I really want to recognize that you are someone who can see the core of a facilitator. And I think it's so beautiful that you're not just creating the space to offer like healing, but you're also creating space for facilitators who can come forward and share their gifts in a meaningful way with the community that you have built. So I just wanted to make sure that people who are listening to this know that you're going to have a great time when you go and experience one of these sessions. And it's really going to be helpful. And it's really going to be something that is truly transformative and grounding, because I know that a lot of people can get scared. A lot of the times when we are looking to work with someone new, right, or working with different kinds of facilitators, or even if we are not so spiritual or we've grown up in a more religious kind of household, starting to step into spirituality and working with things that you don't know or you can't see, you just have to trust, you have to feel, that's very scary for people. So there's a lot of trust that needs to happen for you to be able to even try something new and to allow someone to come into your energy. And I want to say that I think you are someone who really knows how to handle that really well. So if anyone is doubtful of knowing, trusting, not trusting, I think if it calls to you, follow that call. You'll be safe and you'll be held and you will be protected. This has been such an illuminating experience for me to learn more about the center, learn more about your journey, even though I know your journey, but to have you describe it in such a beautiful, fluid way has just touched my heart. And also, like, I love our discussions. I just wanted to ask before we end this session, is there something that you want to share with people who are looking to enter this space and work with those energies that you offer?
Thank you for that question. You are your own worst enemy, and there's really nothing to be afraid of, because the minute you choose to step into this space is the moment that you choose to self-empower, that you choose you. So when you just show up and just allow, the universe will show the way. That's all that's required. Surrender and show up. That's it.
So beautiful.
And thank you so much as well for holding the space for conversation, for all of this to flow through, for this message to come through, allowing me to be heard as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishine. I'm like someone that doing this interview with you, and it's honestly been like something that I wanted to do for such a long time. I really like in this session that we had, I just realized how passionate I am about amplifying women's voices and wisdom. So I really want to say thank you for inviting me to allow me to experience you and also experience myself. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much for sharing. And everyone, go to Ascension Wellness.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh, and if you want to know where her services are, please go to www.ascensionwellnessbangkok.com. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. We'll post it at the bottom so you guys can click and find out more.
Yes, go, go, go. Go now.
We welcome you if you feel called to, if you would like to share your part of journey with us. Thank you so much for you all tuning in, and thank you so much, Neharika, for being a wonderful host.
Thank you. Thank you.